Scott Mendelson. Why are you so smug? What are you up to anyway, Scott Mendelson, senior contributor? What are you doing? Oh, you're trolling everyone. Again, Scott Mendelson. Again. Box office. Captain Marvel is being set up to fail. Captain Marvel doesn't have to top $1 billion. CNBC ran a post yesterday calling Captain Marvel, played by Brie Larson, Marvel's next billion-dollar star. Allow me to nip this in the bud right now. Captain Marvel could be another $1 billion worldwide grosser. However, that's not remotely a guarantee at this premature juncture. It may not even match the domestic $413 million and worldwide $821 million totals of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman didn't succeed on the scale that it did specifically because audiences raced out to support female-led action movies. It succeeded because people really wanted to see a general audiences aren't inherently familiar with the Captain Marvel character. There's a huge difference between it's a Wonder Woman movie. This means that Captain Marvel is doomed. Captain Marvel, directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, is probably going to be a huge hit next March. But it need not match Wonder Woman, and it has no business being saddled with the expectations of being a $1 billion plus global grosser. I see you, Mendelson. I see you, and I know what you're up to. And frankly, I think it's funny. But you know who doesn't think it's funny? The colorful women of the Mary Sue. Those feminists over there ain't gonna take it no more.
I started this gangster show. This the motherfucker thanks I get. Hello. I started this gangster show. And this the motherfucker thanks I get.
All right, welcome to Comic Artist Pro's Secrets. You're listening to Ethan Van Sciver, 25-year veteran of this comic book industry, illustrator of future Canadian Prime Minister Dr. Jordan B. Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, creator of Cyberfrog Blood Honey, the biggest crowdfunded comic book of all time, and a great big Star Wars fan. Here we are on this website, the Mary Sue, named for poorly constructed characters. Here's a poorly constructed article. Captain Marvel is already facing off against male critics. Why won't these male critics leave Captain Marvel alone? Look at her. She's got enough problems. I mean, that is a troubled woman. Why won't people leave her alone? These soy boys from the same guy who was terrified that Black Panther did so well. What the? Who? Who was terrified about Black Panther? The Captain Marvel trailer has barely been out for a month. It's not even cold yet. And already critics, mostly Scott Mendelson of Forbes, who famously called Black Panther a nightmare for studios. Why would Scott Mendelson, why would he come out against Black Panther? I don't understand. That troll, that soy boy troll, he's always bothering these feminists. He's always picking on women. He has no respect for women, like I do. By the way, thank you, Scott, for taking the flack for criticizing the Captain Marvel trailer. For me, because I thought it was effing horrible. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. I did criticize it, but don't tell these ladies, please. All right. So critics are saying it's being set up to fail. Mendelson, in a piece aptly titled "Captain Marvel is being set up to fail." Well, I guess she's got you there. She said they're saying Captain Marvel is being set up to fail, and you could say, "Well, no, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying." Except your piece is called "Captain Marvel is being set up to fail." Boom. Nailed you. Got him. Says that due to everything coming out in February and March, it might make sense to lower our box office expectations for the film, as Carl will be facing off against competition from other blockbusters at the time. She needs no competition. It's important to probably show a movie like this on airplanes. That is the only way to watch this movie. That way nobody can walk out. Thank you for that joke, Mark Hamill. Instead, there's going to be competition. Oh no, not competition. Not competition. If there's competition, people might have a choice. And who would deliberately choose? Other than the weirdest person. Who would deliberately choose to see Captain Marvel when there are other things that they could see? However, just because Wonder Woman earned $821 million and Black Panther earned $1.345 billion, eat that. Eat that, Kathleen Kennedy. That's how it's done. Doesn't mean that Captain Marvel is going to outgross Spider-Man Homecoming with $881 million. Wow, it did better than Wonder Woman, really? And Thor Ragnarok, $854 million. Wow, it did better than Wonder Woman, really? Mendelsohn cautions, going on to say that the female lead isn't exactly a selling point either. It isn't. It isn't. In fact, for most people, here's another key thing to remember. And by the way, we read this article in that little thing in the beginning there. Wonder Woman didn't succeed on the scale it did specifically because audiences raced out to support female-led action movies. Traditionally, they don't, actually. It succeeded because people really wanted to see a Wonder Woman movie. It's a very popular character. Gal Gadot, very beautiful, very charming lady. That does matter. That does matter. You have to put on some charm. You have to be kind of cute, kind of endearing. Yeah, we got a problem there. We do have a problem there. I don't want to have to point that out, but we do have a problem in that area. If audiences supported female-led action movies on principle, then the likes of Tomb Raider, bomb, Atomic Blonde, bomb, Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, big bomb, despite the fact that Mia Jovovich is a wonderful human being, a brave woman, and Ghost in the Shell would have been much bigger grossers, especially in North America. The same thing with Black Panther, relatively speaking. The success of that MCU epic didn't magically turn John Boyega's Pacific Rim Uprising or even the fantastical A Wrinkle in Time into hits. Oh, he's saying that black people don't sell superhero movies either. People don't run out to see movies with POC or women necessarily. There has to be a little bit of a hook. Everyone liked Black Panther. That was a good fantasy. Pacific Rim Uprising was not a good fantasy. Wrinkle in Time also not a good fantasy, at least not the way it was portrayed on the screen. The same. Women leading movies, and there are always women leading movies. There are always women heroes out there in the movies. And just because there are doesn't mean that people are going to run out to see women. They don't. They don't do that. But the Mary Sue has trouble with this idea. I don't know. I was pretty much over the DCEU at the time, but I sure bought that opening day Wonder Woman ticket because I knew that if the film failed, the future of female-led superhero films would once more be called into question, and female directors would be sidelined even more. Well, that is weird. Don't buy garbage just for ideological reasons. I don't think that's the best idea. I would go ahead and buy a ticket to see Wonder Woman because it actually looked like a great movie. It was about a great character, and the director was good, and it was getting good reviews. It was getting good reviews, so it's safe to go out and see that. And by the way, if Wonder Woman failed, you loop-de-loo, that doesn't necessarily mean that other movies starring women will not go forward. Of course they will. He just gave you a whole list of examples here of movies starring women, hero movies, fantasy movies that bombed. They bombed out, and yet Wonder Woman did come out. It actually did come out, and it did very, very well. Isn't that strange that the rest of the world didn't reduce Wonder Woman down to just woman movie with woman in it? They actually thought of it as something other than that, something bigger than that. But don't tell the Mary Sue. They like this idea of, hey, we're promoting women. Similarly, I bought Black Panther opening night tickets because the film looked brilliant. It did. And because a superhero film with a black director and all-black cast matters immensely in cinematic history. Not really. Maybe for Mendelsohn, who can see himself in front of and behind the camera whenever he chooses. Scott Mendelsohn, are you a movie star? Are you a movie director? I didn't know that. I didn't know that you were a movie director with unlimited clout. I had no idea that you were a movie star that was constantly in demand, like this woman. Oh, she just means because you're a white male. That's all. So whenever you go to the movies, you get to see you because all white males are you. So Robert De Niro is you on the screen. Well, is Robert De Niro Scott Mendelsohn? I think he would take that as an insult. Joe Pesci is Scott Mendelsohn. I see. I'm getting. It's all us. It's all when you're a white male, you're a white male, and you see yourself in other white males. Got it. That's not crazy. That's perfectly normal. That makes sense. For others it is. It is a big deal to see themselves on the screen. Go be an extra in a movie then. These other films he cites had middling reviews that didn't lend themselves to drawing big crowds. Oh, Ghost in the Shell also flopped because it whitewashed the lead character. Oh, I see. That's why. And audiences have had enough of that. Oh, they do. They have. I see. I didn't realize that. It's also frustrating that Mendelsohn Uh-oh, we got an ad popping up here. Gotta pay the bills, ladies. Gotta pay the bills for the Mary Sue. Yeah, it's also frustrating that Mendelsohn is trotting out examples to prove why audiences didn't show up for these films when something not led by a white man does well. Countless mediocre films about white men do badly. So where are the think pieces about how audiences just don't care about watching films starring them any longer? Cough, Solo. Listen, I'll do that. I did a few essays about not wanting to see myself in Solo. Yeah, I could relate to that. No, look, goofball. Maybe it's because, what is this wackadoo talking about? I've made tons of videos about the miserable failure of Solo. Tons of them. It's almost like normal people, don't judge or hope for the success or failure of movies based simply on factors like skin color and gender. That's weird. Must be weird to be normal. Mendelsohn goes on to put his foot in his mouth some more by revealing that he actually genuinely does not even know what he's talking about when it comes to the character of Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel doesn't have the same solo, not a white guy director with a media-friendly story hook that Wonder Woman and Black Panther had. Captain Marvel isn't anywhere near as popular as Wonder Woman or Harley Quinn. Fact. Nobody likes Captain Marvel. Nobody likes Captain Marvel. Marvel keeps trying to sell Captain Marvel, and people keep thinking they're supposed to like Captain Marvel, but they don't like Captain Marvel. Of course not. They're stupid. Especially after that cryptic first trailer, Captain Marvel may be the first MCU movie where, unless the fact that it's a female superhero movie matters, which it shouldn't. I don't know why Scott gave him this. This is silly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. The primary hook is that it's another MCU movie. Oh. And then she retorts, were the Guardians of the Galaxy that popular before they made their live-action debut? I'm sorry, but a film that involves a talking tree and a feisty raccoon can make millions and no one blinks an eye. Well, maybe we should make more movies about flora and fauna and their friendship. I think that would be good. I think we should have more movies about dandelions and chipmunks, or let me see. Well, we already have chipmunks movies, and those do pretty well. They're horrible, but they do very, very well. Nobody blinks an eye. But when a female heroine gets a mysterious trailer that's somehow not enough of a hook, we've got a small problem here. It isn't enough of a hook. Why would that be enough of a hook? Who cares? She's a dead-eyed creep. Brie Larson is a dead-eyed creep in that trailer. It's not enough of a hook. Sorry, ladies. Not enough of a hooker in that movie. Captain Marvel's big debut was teased at the end of Avengers Infinity War. So we're ready for her to show up. No, we don't care. Nobody who saw that had any idea what it referred to at the end of Avengers Infinity War. People aren't ready. Nobody cares. She's an immensely popular character among Marvel fans, and no, she isn't, and has been for years. Prove it. The trailer wasn't terrible by any stretch of the imagination. That's your opinion? I thought it was horrible. I thought that trailer sucked. I mean, I really thought it sucked. And I would say, if I didn't think it sucked, I would be honest. I would be honest with the feminists at the Mary Sue. And I would say, that didn't suck. I would. But it did suck. It did suck. Brie Larson is an unappealing actress playing an unappealing, boring role. A character that nobody likes or cares about. A character that people are unfamiliar with. And that trailer provided them no incentive to become familiar with that character. You're going to have to face it. This movie's going to bomb. And it's going to be very funny. Yeah. It is going to be funny. Yeah, it will be funny. I have to think about that for a minute. Will it be funny when this movie bombs? Yeah, it will. And, you know, you should see it coming. I don't know why they can't see that coming right now. Look at this. They keep putting ads that just, I don't know, screw everything up for me here. Right. Just because we didn't get an outline of the entire plot in a minute and a half doesn't mean that it does not have a hook. It does have a hooker. Plenty of women were moved by the trailer as well. They were. Especially the closing montage of Carol rising to her feet and facing off her opponents. The hype train continues. I like the part where she punched an octogenarian in the face inexplicably. Yeah, that was great. The hype train continues and will continue until the very deliberate choice to release the film on International Women's Day of 2019. So there's an International Women's Day in 2019, and that's when Captain Marvel's going to bomb. Interesting. All right. Mendelsohn comes so close to getting it when he says at the end of the piece that Captain Marvel can still be a winner without breaking records, and that when you have enough of those, they stop having to prove a damn thing, which is absolutely true. It shouldn't have to break records to matter. But here's the thing. Between Carol Danvers and Diana Prince as the headliners of the female superhero crew, Carol Danvers, Carl Manvers cannot hold Wonder Woman's jock. And believe me, she'd want to. There is no possible way Captain Marvel is anywhere near in the same league as Wonder Woman. What a ridiculous thing. And by the way, how sad is it that Marvel Comics, searching for a solo female-led movie, turns to Carl Manvers, Captain Marvel, to do that? Don't they have anyone bigger? Don't they have a bigger female hero who's not a second banana to men? No, they don't, do they? Oh, like Phoenix. They got the Phoenix movie coming out. That should be pretty good. Captain Marvel's ridiculous. They're trying to force this character to become popular. I don't know why. It is weird. Because the character is unappealing. It's stupid. Mendelsohn brings in Birds of Prey and the potential Black Widow movie, which is great. Look at all the incredible. Look at Birds of Prey from DC, Black Widow, and Black Widow doesn't have any powers, but I think people would still go see that movie. But those are 4 titles total. We don't have anywhere near enough yet. We need more women movies. Every time we go to the movies, there have to be women in them. In all these superhero movies, we have to annoy the living hell out of people with just woman movie after woman movie after woman movie. In fact, men, you're going to have to just get used to it. There are going to be no more men in your male power fantasies. From now on, you're going to fantasize about watching women beat up bad guys. That's what you're going to do. That's how it is now. So speaketh the Mary Sue. We need more of them. So each film's release will include a moment where we all hold our breath and think, please let this get good reviews and do well, because otherwise things will get set back another 5 years. Oh, I hope that'd be great. My God, are you telling me that we're going to... All right. Does that hurt? Absolutely, but that's the way Hollywood works. I didn't know that. Captain Marvel still has plenty to prove, especially since she's going to be the star of the upcoming MCU's Phases 4 and 5, you bet. That is the end of the MCU. Kevin Feige, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who has your balls, but you are destroying what you're building. I warn you. If you put Squirrel Girl and what's her name? Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, whatever that thing is, with the big hands. If you put those characters in these movies, they will fail. That'll be the end of the MCU. Comic books themselves are kind of a prognosticator for what is popular and what's actually going to work. In the movies, it's a small scale sampling of what people actually enjoy, what they fantasize about, what they think is cool. It's not going to... If the comic books aren't doing very well, and they're not, it's not going to do better in a movie. People are still going to think Kamala Khan's weird. It is weird. She's weird. I understand she's Muslim. You couldn't think of a better power for her than just make her hands get big? Her hands get big. Who wants that? I never look at my hands and go, I wish my hands were big. I don't think any woman does either. I think I am more likely to have a fantasy about having big hands than a woman is. My hands are fine. Look, my hands, well, they could be a little bigger. They might be a little bigger. Somebody once said I had kind of small hands. All right, well, it's just, even still, I don't really think about it that much. I don't think about it. Oh, God, these people are so weird. I mean, the Mary Sue is weird. This is a weird article here with weird aspirations. All right, so Birds of Prey is an all-female team-up film, and the stakes are pretty high for that as well. But in the eyes of Mendelsohn and critics like him, we shouldn't expect them all to do serious business, since those of us who champion diverse films need to be reminded of the way Hollywood works whenever we get too excited for a movie. Well, look, if you are excited, go see this movie. All of you. Everyone who finds it necessary to support crappy movies just because they star women, go see it. Go see this movie, and then it should be a success, right? Because everyone feels like you, apparently. If everyone feels like you do, then the movie should be a big blockbuster hit, no matter what goofball Scott Mendelson says. That soy boy can't stop you. One soy boy versus all the feminists of the Mary Sue. That shouldn't be an issue. Scott Mendelson cannot stop you. Go see that movie and make it a success. I'm sure you can do it. Join the fandom menace and execute your own Order 66 with our incredible line of t-shirts, Soylo, a Soy Wars story, Tico, a Soy Wars story, and our brand new smoking hot Soy Wars Plan 9. Make a statement today. This is the only trilogy you'll ever need. The link is below in the description. Hey, want to follow me on Twitter? Okay, cool. I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. Talk to you there. If you enjoyed this video and want to become part of this community, subscribe to this channel by clicking the laughing man face logo right on your screen. Ring the bell for notifications as well. You'll never miss a live chat. And stay tuned, another video by Comic Artist Pro Secrets is coming right up.